Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater, Kid and Aristocles made their way past the rest of the temple riddles and encountered a rather disagreeable Minotaur that managed to kill Kid just before he and Aristocles could touch the Great Crystal. Arlox Pachemin finished wizard school and signed up to become a hedge wizard for 6 months, reunited with Alec Holland, and plotted reaching the Great Crystal, while Joanne spent some time in Limbo working for Earth. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
I'll have to roll a percentage chance to see if you went crazy. You didn't.
I was going to be really angry if I did. I'm going to leave him locked in the gnome house. I'm just going to take that to them and be like,
Earth.
There's a fucking weird-ass thing inside this.
Alright, so you're handing over your door?
No. Not just handing it over. I'm going to be like, I went to this thing, I got bitten by this motherfucker, I'm going to need you to give me Cure Mod Potion, get my health back
Roll me
up.
diplomacy to ask for a Cure Mod Potion from work.
Or like
You got something in the supply closet I could use?
Yeah, like a spell or something. There's got to be like a first aid kit for people that
I mean,
go to
they're
fucking
wizards,
Limbo,
so...
I'm pretty sure you guys can handle this really easily. But I'll still roll a 19.
Alright, so they'll say as long as you're employed here at Earth, and now that you've completed a job, you are an official employee, that you have health care provided by Earth. You can get healing at the White Wizard Hospital here in town.
Caller.
All you have to do is pay a small copay. You don't pay full price, you just pay a small copay and you get your healing done.
Cool, sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna tear out, pages of my notebook that I did all my drawings, my notes. I'm gonna give all that stuff to them.
Okay.
I'm gonna recount my 2 days / 2 hours worth of time. Talk and give them the dirt sample that I have. I'm gonna give them my iron pot too, and be like, I didn't actually collect anything in it, but maybe there's some radioactivity,
some residue or something.
on
Yeah.
this. So here's this.
So you sacrifice your pot.
Yes, I'm gonna erase that. So I'm gonna tell them about the Storm Lady, and so I gave her 1 tooth, 1 dino nail, and then 2 dragon teeth. So I'm gonna give them also 1 of the dragon teeth and 1 of the dino nails.
All right.
In case there's some kind of way they can figure out an attractant.
Alright. They will say you've had a very good buzz.
Buzz?
Yeah.
That's what that's called? Okay, so I don't have an iron pot anymore.
So an escape from chaos.
And I don't have a handkerchief.
And for your research into chaos, you will now learn, they will teach you a new spell that it derives from the chaos, it derives from them that they've learned from the magic since you brought them this beast. They will need to hold on to your portal for at least 2 days. So they promise to return it to you, but they need it for 2 days to figure out how to get the creature out without putting themselves in danger. But capturing a live creature from Limbo is a big deal. Those people don't come back, they come back with material, not live creatures, so you're a great trapper, a great hunter.
Excellent.
You're going to get 1,600 experience for that. And you're going to learn Touch of Chaos, which you can do once a day.
And, alright, so I also wanted to say, because they're going to hang on to my gnome door, I want to ask if they could give me 1 or 2 scrolls of open. If they have that kind of thing here, because that's that door is my way of getting out of tight situations, and if I don't have that, I need a way to replace that ability, because I don't have that as a spell like they do, so maybe if they could...
All members of Earth get a discount at all local shops, so I'm sure if you went to the scroll vendor and bought a scroll of open here, you'd get a discount.
Alright.
They're not going to give them away.
Alright.
But if you do learn Touch of Chaos, they will teach you this spell,
Cool.
which feeds on the energy from Limbo, and your now connection to it now that you've been there. Well, whenever you cast it, you must choose to be either baneful or annoying. Or you can choose both. And you will have to have a flask of alcohol with chrysalis in it. So you'll need to buy a flask of alcohol, and you'll need to find a chrysalis somewhere in the wild. Like these, or you can buy them here in town, the Wizard Town. But you seem like the kind of person that can procure those things on your own.
Yeah.
The annoying version is a fluctuating curse, which just frustrates the cursed individual, but can be used in conjunction with baneful mode to make them miserable. So in that one, I would roll for a physical trait, including height, weight, hair color, etc. That'll change for that day.
Well, do they have is there a tattoo place in this?
Yeah, that's a Wizard Town. I got tattoos, dog.
Okay. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this white whatever hospital place, get completely healed again, and then I want to go to the tattoo place, and I want to get the bite marks of that thing on my shoulder where it bit me.
Alright, you get teeth mark tattoos. So Harlox, Bachimon, and Alec Holland. Coasting past Covenston. Let's see if any witches recognize you guys or seek you out. Nope. You guys make it clear past Covenston, past the wandering witches of the woods, to the road, the great road in front of Cranagris. Probably the widest road you've ever seen. Enough room for maybe even 3 horse-drawn carriages, side by side if they wanted. So you guys reach the road outside of Cranagris. You see the bright lights of Cranagris, the gambling city, the Las Vegas of this world. So you see the neon magic lights flickering. It's totally dark, it's totally quiet. You guys, especially with Alec Holland's survival skills, able to pass through undetected the road of Cranagris. You're coming around the other sides near the North Mountains. In between the forest there's a forest between the castle and the mountains. We should probably have to pass through or try to go around.
Well, yeah, shoot through the forest? Yeah, I'm down with that.
Alright, you guys cut through the forest.
Wait, can we, I'm gonna cast Obscuring Mist real quick.
Yeah, that'll help. And then do a survival check.
This is gonna work now, but remember I gave you the Astrolabe?
Yeah. It's like +1, so
Yeah.
37.
Yeah, that's great.
But,
So, with your
plus
obscuring
2,
mist,
but
Okay, 38.
only if you can see the sky, though, which you just casted Obscuring Mist.
So maybe you
can't
can't.
see the sky.
36.
either way, with whatever of those high numbers it is, those are all very high numbers. You guys are able to make it to the forest. I rolled very low, so nothing attacks you guys. The weather's not great. So you guys come out of the forest and you see that you're on the edge of a very large, expansive black tar pit.
I feel like we need to hug the tar pit-ish. The bat people are right near Faramay.
Yeah. Just in case, I'm gonna grab my Firestone and have that on the ready.
I feel like we should hug it north, right? I don't have my map on me, but I've got it up here. I've got it in my brain.
You can roll
We need
survival
to head north,
or
though.
geography or
I got a 35 on survival. I mean, we've done this. Me and him.
yeah, you've
have
been through here
together,
before. You'll know the north
Yeah,
way will lead you into Strix territory, and the south way will lead you towards Pont V in the graveyard.
We need to head north, unfortunately. Well, we need to head dead west.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'm still gonna hold on to my Firestone either way.
So you're heading north or south around the pit? North
South,
towards the
I
Strix
guess.
or
Yeah.
south towards the graveyard? Alright, so you guys hug the edge of the graveyard near the very large fence between the graveyard and the plains and the tar pit here. So you guys will see some shit inside the graveyard, ghouls and the like in the distance, like zombies wandering around the graveyard. But you guys aren't trying to fuck with that. And you'll see the very large technological city of Pont V with its towers and its rockets. You'll notice a rocket launching. An explosion on the moon catches the moon on fire. The moon's now like half ablaze.
Yeah, Alec doesn't care at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
You guys come around Pont V on the edge of Strix territory, sort of late in the evening, not night yet, but dusk. So you guys know you have a very short period of time to get to this area. So how do you guys either rush your journey through here or deal with some Strix shit?
I guess I could cast Longstrider on everyone.
So yeah, you give that to everyone. Everyone goes a little faster. I roll percentage chance to see if that gets you through there in time. You do just as you guys are clearing Strix territory, you see the sky filling up with them. I mean, you barely see them. You hear them. You know they're in the area. You see things moving around in the dark. You're like, man, we probably just made it through there just in time.
Nice.
You guys see Furman in the distance. Probably a couple hours away. You keep traveling.
Yeah, bolt for it.
Alright. The weather starts to get pretty rough. And at the edge of the town, you'll be met by a coven of witches demanding harvest. And they will turn and see you approaching. They see Harlox Bachimon and they see his codpiece. And they all pull out their brooms and wands and start cursing and pointing at him, yelling, "Get the Hag Slayer."
To be fair, I've never slain any witches.
Do you want to say that at the 12 women charging at you?
Yeah. Can I diplomacy that?
You are wearing Hag Slayer brand underwear.
That's a 25. I'm going to say that you all have snatched 3 dongs of mine, and this is merely a precaution because you are not to be trusted around Pinors.
Alright, that's very diplomatic, unfortunately for me. They'll concede that maybe they do lust very hardly for fresh dong for use on their spells and just to make snacks out of and such. So, they'll concede that maybe you've been wronged in the past and this is a protective measure, but they don't like you and they're still here to collect a tribute that they feel like they've been slighted.
We also put up the trade embargo between Ferme and Coveston.
Yeah, but apparently it's not going to these witches.
Yeah.
At least this group of 12 witches is having a problem with the arrangement. that they've been waiting for ingredients that haven't arrived yet. They're here to complain. They've got a customer complaint.
Oh, last time I talked to Weirdy, she said everything was fine.
Yeah,
right
she might have said that, but these
smashed
12
my
witches
dick.
here at the border of town are arguing with one of the town leaders and seem to disagree.
Well, let's go see Baldock and
Alright.
That seems to be who they're arguing with, is Nelmuth and Baldonk.
Oh, there seems to be somebody around here that might be able to help. Can I sneak off and see? Can I go to the well and like wind up Morgan if you want to start some shit?
Yeah, you can go wind Morgan. You can like roll me a stealth check to like sneak off from these witches while they're bickering with the two elders and Alec there. Alec will stay behind and be like, wait a minute, we set up the embargo, we'll try to straighten this out. It's really
18.
horrible diplomacy. I'll see if anyone notices you. I rolled low enough that no one notices you sneak away.
Winder, you see this pile of shit that is Morgan right now?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in over a
Alright,
year.
alright.
She's in a little bit of disrepair, yeah, it's kind of rusty. The gears don't work as well, she kind of clunks. No one's wound her in quite a while, she needs some oil.
Would, I guess water probably wouldn't help. Maybe
No.
temporarily.
I'm sure they have some vegetable oil or some,
Yeah.
something somewhere.
Pour alcohol on that shit. I'm just gonna crank her up.
Alright, roll me a knowledge engineering to crank her up.
18.
You successfully wind the robot spider that is Morgan, whose brain has been alive in this spider for all this time, stuck here, unable to move, probably has changed and grown a whole lot over this year, had all this time to meditate and be alone with her elf thoughts, no one to talk to for all this time, couldn't move from this spot. So you wind her back up, and now she can talk, so she probably wants to blow her load of some shit she's got to say.
I'm going to, as Harlock, be like, listen, I haven't forgotten about you. We've just been going through some shit. I'm sure it sucked for you being stuck here. But hey, I'm back here helping you out.
I'm in
the road to
diplomacy,
23.
So Morgan still seems quite upset that she was left here to rust for so long, not properly cared for, not loaded, not taken on adventures.
Yeah, I apologize. See all those witch-looking people over here? They made it very unsafe for me to return.
I think Morgan wants something out of Harlock before she's willing to like clunk over in her rusty body into battle for this guy who's abandoned her for a year. She already has abandonment. She's adopted. She already has abandonment issues.
Yeah, hey, Morgan, remember Kelnar where all the guns are at? Like, all the guns. All of them. We're going there. If you want to help us out real quick, we'll take you to all the guns.
Alright, I think Morgan would like that. Roll me diplomacy, but I have a feeling she'll like that.
Nat 20 plus 20, so
yeah,
40?
obviously, yeah, Morgan loves that argument. That's a perfect argument to convince Morgan to go. She'll go for some more guns, maybe some upgrades, more ammunition. So yeah, you can take your tank. Morgan's yours again to control. She's your follower again.
I'll cast mending on her too whenever I see her. That I'll play to her.
Alright, so I assume you'll walk back over towards this horde there with your robot spider.
Yeah.
Alright, so you come up from behind Baldonk and Nelmuth, and Alex on the other side of the group.
Well, I'll see her and just like feel bad, and we're friends, so I'll definitely cast.
Alright, so it says up to one object of 1 pound per level. Alright, so 4 pounds of it. So roll 1d4.
Yeah, and I'll aim for the joints too. I guess it's got 8 legs. I only got 3.
Perfect.
I go for back legs for propulsion.
Yeah, you got 3 good legs, and you got the rest not so good legs. But you're not as clunky as you were. Alright, so the witches are arguing with Baldonk and Nemeth, who's to say the crops aren't ready yet. Then when the harvest comes, they'll make another delivery. And they're sorry they've had to wait so long for these ingredients. These witches seem
Yeah, I'm
urgent.
just going to tell them it's on the way. That's what we've come back to check to make sure everything's going well.
Alright, roll me diplomacy.
I'm sorry it hasn't.
I have a single potion of enlarged plant. Can I like disperse that over a certain amount of the crops that they
It only works on one plant, but if you give them the crop that they want and give them a large amount of it right away, so it's like maybe an offering of like,
Yeah.
here's one full grown to take now, and the rest will be there in like a month. I think it'd be a good tactic.
Yeah. That's the plant that takes the longest to create.
I got 35 in diplomacy, and
Alright.
I can cast detect water.
So with your powers combined, with you donating this one plant that's already fully grown that they'll take back to their village, and with you having this diplomatic relations with them, they agree to leave the city with this one plant and return in a few months to check on the crops.
If you could explain to them that if they would make a trade, sorry, my diplomacy's not so good. I'd be whispering this in your ear. That if they would to be like making like potions of enlarged plant and sending them back and forth with, like whenever
Yeah, I
they
like
want
it.
more plants, that they could have an indefinite amount if their trade went in that way, if that worked for them.
All right. So you, after giving them this one plant, you'll say, "This is what we did to create the plant. If you used a similar technique, you might be able to help these guys grow more plants and therefore increase your yield." Roll me a diplomacy. One of you guys. Whoever
Yeah,
wants to-
26.
All right. They'll like the sound of that plan, and will consider it once they get this first crop. If they have the supplies to make those kind of potions, they'll consider doing something like that. They'll work out some kind of future arrangement if this first deal goes well.
Morgan is going to shoot off a flare.
At what? Into what? For what purpose?
Oh god, just into the sky.
All right.
Just into
Like
the sky.
celebratory.
And then I'm
Where
going to
does she
say,
keep
oh
those?
goodness, look at the time. We have to get rolling.
You talked to them about getting a flying light ship.
All right. So once the
Well, we
witches
gotta
leave,
go to
you
that.
guys talk to the elders.
Yeah.
All right. They know how to contact the Blinding Light Guild and can arrange for a ship to come pick you up in 2 days.
Cool.
So if you guys want
Right.
to hang out in town, they'll let you sleep in a barn or
Ah.
something. Just like before.
Yeah, well, in that time
Yeah.
I'd have to spend time creating water and working with the plants. And
Maybe, like-
trying to,
Let's say they could even build some sort of water tower you could store this water you built in or something.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I can do
Really
like that
tiny.
with
They're
level
they're short, so it's like a short water tower. So you just can stand over the top of it. You put water in a bucket, basically.
I'm going to preload a spell, if you will. I'm going to cast Undetectable Alignment right before the ship comes.
The day the
Yeah.
ship comes,
No,
right before it arrives, you wiggle your fingers and say the word, and you can't tell I'm evil.
Yeah.
Nelmuth and Baldunk will also ask about your tattoo being missing, but you'll explain it away the same way you did with Alec, and they'll understand.
Yeah.
There you
And also
go.
we just do our greeting of the Blind Light Guild with
Yeah.
the beard up.
They'll encourage you to get a new tattoo on your new arm when you return.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll think about it.
Yeah. They would hope that you would.
The first one hurt pretty bad. I'll think about it.
Putting it into tattoos now. Yeah, it did hurt pretty bad. So you guys board a blinding light ship and head east. You guys are taking this ship where?
Kelnar.
Going straight to Kelnar, not stopping at the Blinding Light Guild on the way there. Straight to the
Prefer
Narnar.
not to.
Wait, is it? Yeah, I mean, is it on the way? Because I already told Bronze Wizard I'd take him there. I gotta go there first.
I mean, you're gonna pass Demon's Knot to go and then go south and head towards Kelnar.
Yeah, sorry, my spatial skills are garbage.
It's okay. You don't have a map
Yeah, I
either.
have to go there. Can I buy a map from one of these guys? Well, do they have an extra one? One of these seamen?
Yeah, I'll pull up a seaman map.
You mean the world isn't round?
They don't think so. If you can convince one of them that it is, then maybe you can
25
sail around the world. But
Cool. And then, I guess, off to the Blind Light Guild.
all right, so first you're gonna pass the Saltwater Samurais. Let's see if your ship makes it past there without incident. Oh no, it doesn't. So this ship is being attacked by 9 smaller ships that seem much more agile than the ship you're on.
I'm gonna
They're
cast
shooting
some
fireballs at
Obscuring
your
Mist
ship.
to start out with.
All right,
like that.
you guys cast some Obscuring Mist, try and hide the ship from these fireballs being shot at you. One of them hits your sails and is on fire. Your sails are on fire now.
I cast Create Water.
All right, you put out the fire. A big hole in the sail.
Cool. I got cast mending on the sail.
All right, you mend the sail. They're still firing at you, though, or firing in the direction of this mist. Captain's doing his best to evade them, but his ship's much larger than theirs, and they can move pretty quickly.
Cool. I'm gonna whisper into my leather glove and go, whoa. And that makes a large magic floating hand, 10 by 10. And I'm gonna use that to protect the sail.
All right, so you're gonna hold a hand up, and all the fireballs that come with the sail are gonna hit the hand instead.
AC is 20, and it has as many hit points as I do. 82.
Oh yeah, so this sail's gonna be a while. You got good protection. Anything else you guys want to do to protect yourselves?
Not off the top of my head.
All right. You guys are able to evade them to the point where you reach the edge where the East Linya Navy is stationed, where they have their blockade of very large ships, and these small ships sort of turn back and stop firing at you. So you pass the East Linya Navy, they let the Blinding Light Guild ship by with the wink sign. Yep. You guys head around the East Linyan shore, past Galbraith, towards Demon's Knot, towards the town of Southport. See if anything happens in the ocean there.
Yeah, it makes me think that something awful's happening.
The day you arrive in Southport, it's just a very stormy day. It's raining very hard. It's just a shitty day. So you guys arrive at the port, soaking wet in the middle of this thunderstorm.
I'm gonna keep undetectable alignment lasts 24 hours. I'm just gonna blast that once a day.
You're gonna nap. You're gonna wake up every day and just cast it automatically. That way, no one on the ship suspects anything for the 3 months that you travel. Long as there to greet you and ask about your progress.
I'm so excited to see her. I try to give her a hug.
Yeah, she'll accept a hug.
High five.
She'll accept high fives too. What have you guys been up to? You've done any good deeds lately? Anything worth?
I go.
Yeah, we freed. Well, not freed, but we took care of that problem on Faramay. They're like growing crops like a motherfucker right now.
All right, she
And it's
enjoys
sick.
your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Says,
and
are they going to the Cranagus or one of their city states, or are they keeping them for themselves, or are they growing all food, or what happened?
We've been through this long, guys. We had to do what we had to do to protect the city. They're going
So they're still
to,
paying some sort of tribute to Cranagus.
to Coveston.
And by way of...
They're an autonomous collective.
Alright, well, you guys tried, and that's good, and their crops are healing, and that's good. You take care of the Glorvnok. But, I mean, I already rewarded you for that. Anything else you got going on since the Glorvnok? You guys been gone a long time.
I brought a new disciple.
Oh. Well, introduce me to your friend.
This is Bronze Wizard.
She meets Bronze Wizard, likes him, thinks he's a good
I
guy.
look a lot like.
Yeah, shows potential. You guys are both tan. She will initiate him into the Blind Light Guild and give him the tattoo. He's now an official member of the Blind Light Guild and now also an official disciple of you and will follow you into battle.
Cool. Well, that's the whole reason I came here.
Yeah.
Was to,
But yeah, long as you guys haven't done anything really good lately, where are you guys headed now? You got another mission in mind?
we're going to go on some strength training. We want to become more powerful so that we can do more good. That's not a bluff.
Yeah, no. She's going to ask Harlock about his tattoo. Notice your tattoo's gone. You want to freshen that ink up or what, man?
I'm totally with you. Slight problem though. The last one really hurt. I don't know if I want to go through that again.
If you like, we can knock you unconscious whenever we give it to you.
I can help.
No.
You won't feel a thing.
I actually, the tattoo's still here. I'm using a magical thing to hide it. We've had some trouble in the past with the blinding people against the Blinding Light Guild.
Yeah, but now you're in the town of the Blinding Light Guild. Just reveal your tattoo then, so I know it's still there.
I know, it's like a permanent enchantment.
Bluff.
Bluff check. Oh, fuck yeah. What is it? A 17 plus 11. What's that?
28. I still beat that with a 30. She
Cool.
suspects something not truthful about what you're saying. And she kind of pulls Alec to the side and is like, are you sure you can trust this guy?
Been through thick and thin. I mean, we haven't seen each other in a while. He did leave me in space, but we're still friends, and he's saved my life.
Space has a way of changing some people.
And then I'll be like, you know what? I wasn't invited into space, but I don't want to go off on this, on man of few words. But I'd say I'm a good judge of character, I think, and
Right.
judging by a Bronze Wizard.
Yeah.
I think
She
it's
says
real.
she hopes that you and Bronze Wizard can keep him on a tight leash. She's worried that he may not be on your side anymore. Just keep an eye on him. Keep him away from the crystal.
My loyalties run deep. I'll say that. But
Yeah, that's a good characteristic, and she likes that. So she'll just warn you. She'll say, beware. Keep an eye on him.
I'm not going to change my opinion on
Yeah.
my friend. Well,
So,
I guess we rest up for the evening and then make our way towards Kelnar.
all right, you take the next Blinding Light ship to Kelnar. They will sail south towards Telorix. Encounter a lot of choppy water on the way there. Having a rough voyage. Roll me some Constitution saves, so I get seasick.
I do not do water very well.
I got a 12.
Yeah, you're nauseated. You're gonna throw up and not feel good and want to lay down.
Got a 12 too.
Yeah, both of you guys are having a rough time on this journey. It's a topsy-turvy one. And by the time you guys arrive in Telorix, you're exhausted and you feel like shit, and you're just glad the ground is standing. You're glad to be back on dry land.
Always.
Yeah, not shaking up all the time. So you're getting your land legs back, and you're sort of like stumbling through town. So we got Juan Arbray.
Yep.
You're done your chaos thing. You're going back home. You got 2 days to get your door back. What do you got? You got time
What do I
left
do
here in
now?
town. I mean, you went one time. You can not go again if you don't want to, but
Nah, not really. Not,
we're into it.
not like alone. I mean, actually, I just really want to catch back up to everyone else's timeline. So if I don't.
So how would you like to do that? You mean you're still obligated to at least doing research here in town,
Yeah,
so you're gonna spam and
I brought back a live fucking creature. Can I not just
you've stopped it there. You're like, that's all I want to do. This is very fun. I'm glad I could help out. And they're like, well, if you'll just stay and just do some paperwork for us for the next
Yeah,
couple
can
months.
I just study this thing that I brought back and.
You want to help study it once they get it out?
Oh,
Roll me knowledge planes.
20.
got it locked in a soundproof chamber right now because they're afraid if they hear the thing that's babbling, they might too go insane because it's back awake now, of course.
Yeah.
They also haven't found a very good way to kill it.
They need to kill it.
Well, they don't know what they need to do, but they now have it in the soundproof booth and they're just studying it. That's like they would be doing.
Well, don't let it out.
Yeah, they have no intention of letting it out. They just got it captured. They're studying it, learning what they can from
Well,
it.
I'm gonna tell them what I did to.
It's got lots of mouths.
I mean, the blue Venus or whatever, worked to eventually work to make it sleep, so it could be transported. I guess I'll just tell them that I got that if they need. I don't know, chop up pieces of it or whatever. So yeah, I guess I'd like to just like spend time and like study that guy and study the dirt that I brought back.
Alright, the dirt from your handkerchief has seemed to all leak out by the time you get back to the material plane.
What?
Yeah, they didn't make it.
I gave that bitch some dinosaur teeth for that.
I mean, that bitch is in control of all the dirt in the world, or whether or not you make it home safely with it.
Man.
But yeah, you spam time studying that thing, doing your other research. Blobbity bloop, time passes.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel sorry for that thing though. So whenever it gets to so no one's left in this town, right? Everybody else has already left?
At the end of your 6 months of study, yes, well, you'll have 1 month while Alec is still in town, but at the end of that month he's going to leave with Harlock Bachimman. And you're not because you just didn't go on that adventure with them.
Yeah, I didn't know about the adventure.
Although they all are going to the same island as you, so you could try to sneak along.
Sorry.
Not they'll know you're coming.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go to Kelmar.
But they can't know you're with
where,
them. So, if you do this, you have to do it stealthily like Jacques would do.
Yeah, so I need to get a boat to go to Kelmar, so I gotta find Kit, because I don't know that Kit is dead.
I mean, I assume, like, if you were hanging out with Alec and Harlock during this period of time, you know that they're headed there too.
Okay. Well, yeah, I want to get a boat.
Yeah, I like wouldn't have not said any of this stuff in front of
We
her.
can probably just like assume that you were like stowed away with him that whole time and just didn't do anything.
Oh.
Classic Juan style, just like hung
Yeah.
back.
Not classic
Here, right?
style jerk.
She's been there the whole time. Just no one noticed.
True.
It's a joke.
You're mean.
But if you agree that it's not a joke and it's serious, then you can go along with him. If not, you gotta find your own way.
Or either one, it's fine.
Up
I
to
don't
you.
know.
If you want to come with, that'd be great.
I don't know what's happened or like where you guys are or anything.
They're pretty much at Telorix at this point. They were just arrived at Telorix.
Oh, okay then.
Joanna Bray, when she finishes her 6 months of Earth study, reunites with Alec Holland and therefore Harlock Bachimman, and they all three agree to leave to go to Telorix. She tagged along on their adventures all the way into Ferme and on the Blinding Light Guild boat because she's also a member.
And a tattoo.
You all stopped in Southport and visited with Longa,
Oh, okay.
and then now you guys are headed to Telorix. It was kind of a bumpy ride, but you have now all arrived in the city of Telorix.
And, Morgan? Well, Telorix isn't where Morgan would get upgraded, right?
I mean, it can be. They got guns and shit there. It's a Wild West. It's probably the biggest town on this island. So if there's any chance of her getting upgraded, this is probably the place. They have a gunsmith.
Cool. Can I assume that I've been casting mending on her this
Yeah,
entire
in a period of time, yeah, you probably repaired everything that was rusted and worn out. She's probably back to
Yeah.
normal Morgan functioning capacity.
Cool. Well, I mean, I'd like to get her outfitted.
Like all kinds of guns and stuff. They have all kinds of upgrades for the guns she already has. All kinds of special bullets.
I'm pretty sure all we need are bullets.
But if we get something for her to melee too, that'd be nice. I'd be down to throw like some gold because we kind of owe her for leaving her in Burma for.
Yeah, can she use melee with her spider arms?
No, she can grapple, but there's no like melee type attack you can do. I mean, you can upgrade her weapons. You can upgrade her guns to be better. The cheapest upgrades are about 3,000, unless you want to try to find somebody to get that down. Or you can just buy her. You can buy her some dope ass bullets or some oil of silence, maybe, or.
Wait, yeah, buy some maybe extra bullets for her, a few extra rounds.
You can do whatever you want. There's also kinds of special bullets too, like Dragon's Breath, Entangling Shot. You can buy stuff like that if you wanted some kind of different bullets.
Nah, those are all crap. We just want plain Jane alchemical cartridges.
Plain Jane alchemical cartridges are 1 gold each.
I'll throw down 50.
You got 50 bullets.
Yeah, I'll throw down 52.
You got 100 bullets.
Alright. Morgan's about to start fucking shit up again.
Do you want to give yourself greater distance so you can attack from farther away?
She can already attack from 400 feet.
And with the distance thing, I think you can double that to 800. You can sniper that shit.
I don't know if we need that, do we?
It's not a bad idea.
You could also make her weapon Bane, so you can make her more do more damage to a certain type of creature, or make it more reliable, so it doesn't blow up as often. Or Lucky, which
she's
I think
only
increases
gonna
something.
misfire on a 1. Bane against dragons, your most hated enemy, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Then
But
you do more damage against dragons.
Let's not spend money on Morgan. She's already gonna pump out the jams.
Yeah, she's got 100 shots.
It's basic.
Yeah.
You got a walking, talking spider gun.
She's just gonna get eaten by another sandworm anyway.
Totally. So Cersei the Swamp Witch, still spending time in Foci, spending her days hedge wizarding, and her nights watching and participating in wizard battles.
That's the plan.
We've already spent about 3 days.
You know, after my spectacular victory over 11 other wizards, I should go to the tavern and celebrate the following day, because I would want to go home and recharge my spells, of course, since I was very, very drained.
You do that, you go rest.
Yep.
And then the next day, you wake up, you go to work. After work, you go to the tavern to celebrate.
I just want to go in, I want to sit down, I'm going to do a perception check and see if anyone of interest is in the bar, perhaps someone who looks feisty.
Really?
And that's a 19 on perception.
Yeah, right now it's a bunch of other hedge wizards that just got off of a shift. That they split into 3 shifts for hedge wizards, and so everyone that just got off of your shift is in the bar. So a bunch of guys in white cloaks. The bartender does, after giving your drink, kind of motion over towards you to lean in, and passes you a note.
Well, can my perception check work on that note, or do you want me to? What do you want me to do for that?
I mean, it's a note. We'll assume you can look at it. It's written in comments. There's nothing really hard to see. It's not written in code, or it's not. It's in your hand, so you don't have to roll a really high perception unless you take a natural 10 on that. You can see it. No, it's just in common, so you have no problem reading it. Say that we're heading towards Kelnar.
Well, that's a bummer. I'm stuck here for a while. I can't, ghost out on that. Well, I want to make sure I'm wearing my necromancy cloak.
Yeah, you can switch out of that after work. At work, you have to wear your white one, but you can carry that one in your bag, and as soon as you get off work, switch into that one if you like.
Yeah, of course. I want to represent my, my school.
Yep, proudly.
All right, well, I'm gonna, I guess, using that 19 perception, I want to see if anyone else is wearing any other types of cloaks. Someone that might be, people who are similar to my, have my necromancy cloak, or are in different schools as well.
Oh, yeah. Roll me perception.
That's a 12.
Yeah, you only see, most, like I said, lawn wranglers that just got off work, so a lot of the white cloaks is what you see. Even if a lot of those are from other school, they might not be as proud as you. Haven't changed out of their work clothes yet. You maybe went to the bathroom and changed into your other cloak. One of the bartenders is wearing a black necromancy cloak, though. And there seemed to be a small group of 3 at one table, although one of them is wearing a white lawn wrangler cloak. The other 2 are wearing what appear to be brown fur cloaks.
What do you want a knowledge of? A knowledge...
Maybe Arcana?
Arcana? Yeah, I'll do an Arcana on those cloaks to see what kind of powers they got on that. 34.
34 is pretty good. You'll know that they are from the school of transmutation. Those are likely animals that the furs of animals that they change into quite often.
Alright, well, I guess I want to go up to the bartender in the necro cloak and roll a diplomacy and see if he has a bead on where to learn some more of the dark arts. That's going to be a 31.
Trading information with other wizards or learning through experience, exploration in other planes of existence. And, if you're interested in necromancy, then the best way is to, be among the undead and learn from them, or through divine presence, which you obviously have. You seem to feel like you're probably more powerful wizard than this guy. He just works at a bar, and you're Queen Cersei. So,
I'm right. I want to walk up to the... What was it? 3 people wearing the fur cloaks and one.
There was 2 in a fur cloak and one. They're sitting with one guy in a lawn wrangler cloak, and then everyone else in the bar is pretty much all wearing lawn wrangler cloaks except you and the one bartender.
I want to use my good old I think it was a baboon skull bowl that I made. Yeah. And I added some stuff to it. I don't remember what all was on there.
Gemstones and stuff, I believe.
Yeah. I'll pay for a bottle of wine, and I want to pour as much of that in there as possible.
Alright, so it's 50 gold for a bottle of wine.
I want to walk up to the group of fur cloaks cloaks and white cloaks place the baboon skull full of wine on the table and say, "Drink with me, friends. Those who do not, I challenge to a duel. A wizard duel, and the wizard arena, of course."
Alright, they say they were already planning on participating in the wizard arena tonight anyway, so they'll gladly take your challenge, but they'd still like to drink with you, and if you're up for a challenge, we can do some wizard arm wrestling now.
Wizard arm wrestling. That sounds like a strength maneuver.
Well,
okay.
if you know anything about wizards, it's not.
Alright,
This guy doesn't look very
let's
strong.
Arcana check, or would you prefer spellcraft to find out which one of them is the strongest?
The spell detect magic would probably be your best way of like getting a Dragon Ball Z type pin on like who has the strongest magic here.
Why don't I have detect magic? Alright, well, whatever. I'm gonna, of course, accept the challenge for wizard arm wrestling, and the first person that I touch, I will use my Samsarin sensual touch.
Alright, so you're trying to touch one of these dudes?
I'm going to pass the baboon skull to the person to my left and say, I challenge you. And as I pass, I'm going to sleight of hand to touch him. And while I'm touching him, I want to use my Samsarin touch and see if he, try to sneak it past me. 18 on sleight of hand.
It's good enough. They don't notice you just doing a slight sensual touch because you're scantily clad, big-titted blue swamp woman. Yeah, he was just passing. You're just passing a bowl of wine and having a good old time with these three wizards to this table. So yeah, you pass it to the one that's in a lawn wrangler cloak. You sense he is from the School of Illusion. You sense here that right now any spell that you have that comes from the School of Illusion will be a slightly stronger version of that spell. You get a +1 spell caster level modifier temporarily to any illusion spell the next 2 hours.
Alright, well, I guess we'll finish off the wine.
Alright, so they take you over to 2 wooden rods next to the bar with small crystal balls on top. Tell you to place your hand on the crystal ball, close your eyes, and picture in your mind a large hand. Alright, you do it, and so does your opponent. In your mind's eye, with your mind closed, you see another hand appear. And you assume he's probably also viewing this fight the same way, both viewing the fight in your minds with 2 arms locked, just like arm wrestling. In the space in between these 2 sticks that are mounted to the floor in the bar here, there are actual telekinetic fists that are vaguely visible to the audience, so people can still watch you guys arm wrestle. There's very large invisible hands that appear in front of these poles as you do so. So what I first need you to do is roll plus intelligence.
24.
Alright, so you begin pushing the hand towards the other end. It looks like you're about to win. I get to roll a will save to fight back. Which I rolled a 23, which is to be strong enough to fight back, which means we have to roll again. I got a 17.
22.
Once again, you're stronger. I got will save, and this time it was 20 even, still enough to fight back, which means to roll again. I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 25.
Strong enough again. My will save is only 10 this time, so this time you take the hand down. You defeated someone in wizard arm wrestling. It's a good row, everyone cheers. You proved you have the stronger brain.
Unless, I guess I should probably do a knowledge local to find out if gambling is illegal around here.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Let's put a little bit of money or at least a round of drinks on this thing. 22.
I mean, they'll say because you won and you bought that first bottle of wine, we'll assume you finished the whole bottle, that you actually didn't just have one bowl full. You probably poured the second glass in and got these guys kind of hammered. They're going to splurge and buy a second bottle of wine for you guys to share before the fight. You guys will go to the arena and be drinking together before the fight starts. So you guys will be in the same area in the arena once you guys enter the arena together, passing around the bottle of wine, stretching out, warming up your vocal cords and wiggling your fingers, preparing your rhymes. You're warming up near these 3 guys. There are some other opponents. You don't know how many, but there's between 1 and 20 other opponents in this arena somewhere. But there's these 3 guys right here. You've kind of made friends with them before the fight, but it's all there's only one winner in wizard battle. So you have to be incapacitated to some degree by the end of the fight. So yeah, the fight's about to begin. We have to roll for initiatives.
I got a 16.
It's a +7, so I got a 19, a 14, and a 26. So it means 2 of them go before you, 1 goes after, right? First guy is going to cast a spell on you as you blow some dust into the air in your direction. You need to make a fortitude save.
11.
You fail, which means you are turned to stone.
Okay, well, I guess I'm out of the game then.
You lose wizard battle, if that's how you end it. So at the end of the battle, you were taking to the White Wizard Hospital all your You were healed back, turned back into flesh again. They are going to charge you, but since you're a Hez Wizard, your copay is only 100 gold. So for 100 gold, you're back to flesh.
What else fun is there going on in this town? I want to find some mischief.
And they got a bank, a brewery. They've got Earth, where your friend Juwan was working. They got a bunch of shops, and if you got money to blow, there's a lot of stuff you can do here with that. There's a lot of other things wizards are after. You can always pick up a bounty from a wizard's. You can also head back to Covington anytime you'd like to. You're just going to be back in time for work tomorrow.
But that cost me 2 more of my open room slots.
It's true.
I guess let's try another wizard battle. We'll see what happens.
Alright, you go back the next day. The 3 guys from the day before see you, wave. They're in the audience this time. You enter the ring, kind of in an area all by yourself. They've altered the ring this time to have a lot of ravines and tall poles, a couple arches. Well, here time the terrain's kind of different and complicated. There's a couple tall cylinders near the edges. A cluster of rocky terrain area, rough terrain, also towards the edges. And you're in one part near one of the arches. At the beginning of the battle, you finish doing all your stretches. You don't see anyone around. Let the games begin.
How close am I to the rocky outcroppings or whatever?
Probably about 90 feet.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna run. Try to get there in 2 turns.
Alright, as you head that way, a fog appears amid the rocks, creating, difficult vision, hard for you to see. It also smells pretty rank. I need you to do a fortitude save.
16.
You're okay, but it does smell bad, but you've been around some bad smelling stuff in your life, so...
As a swift action, can I take off, one of my Hedge Wizard cloaks and use it to wrap around my head, cover my nose?
Yeah, you have an extra one in your bag, just using that as the cloth to wrap your head with. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do your move action.
And then for my standard action, once I have gotten to the rocks, I would like to Hex Disguise myself. And I'm going to turn myself into the closest matching Oriad that I can blend into those rocks. And I want to crouch down and try to be as stealthy and hidden as possible.
Now roll me a stealth check to hide among the rocks as a rock man.
Do I get a bonus on that bad boy?
Sure, +2.
No, 6. No, 7.
It's not great, because you're still kind of large compared to the rest of the rubble around you. You're like a big boulder amongst a bunch of small rocks.
Alright, well, I guess I'll do a perception check. That was a natural 19, so 26.
Alright, you see someone walking into the fog. Roll for initiative.
Oh. That's
Got
a 5. No, sorry, 9.
I got 21. This person approaches you, and an invisible barrier that was surrounding them, and you become within 10 foot of this person. You shift back into your normal state. The fog is not affecting this person. It seems like there's a bubble around them that is negating all magic.
Okay.
And it's within 10 foot of you, staring down at you, crouching like you're, like a boulder, but now you are a lady again. And it's looking down at you, and it's drawing a sword.
Alright, I want to cast a dimensional door perpendicular to him underneath his feet, and launch that dimensional door a good, 800 feet into the air and drop it.
Alright, you have to make a caster check to be the spell resistance of this anti-magic field, so it's a d20 plus your caster level.
18.
6, 20.
Damn! Alright, well I'll go ahead and surge it then.
Alright, so you can beat 20, then it'll work.
Yeah, that puts me 21.
Alright, just enough for that to break through his anti-magic field. Dimensional door appears beneath his feet. Where does it open back up out at?
Okay, so 844 feet in the air.
Alright, so you just lift him up.
Straight up.
Try to drop him back down. That's gonna drop this guy. He's gonna take a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's 844 feet in the air, man. That's a shit ton of damage.
That guy's out. So here you are, by these rocks, no longer a rock person. The nauseating gas persists.
Well, I guess I'll try to move on out of the gas. I don't know what the diameter on that is, but I bet I can run out of there in 1 round, maybe.
As you start to leave it, you see someone in the distance about 60 foot away. I need you to make a will save.
25.
24, so just enough. So you're not affected by this. You sort of feel like you get slowed down slightly when you were approaching this body, but you push through some sort of field and resume your normal moving speed.
Well, I'm not having none of that. Phantasmal Killer. Right him. Go ahead and make the Fortitude save 21, then a Will save. 21.
I got a natural 20 plus, I think, 4.
Alright,
Plus
so
7,
it's fine.
so 27. And you see 2 other figures walking up behind him. Alright. One of them throws a small round stone in your direction. So you get a reflex save when he tosses it at you. So reflex for half damage from this explosive rune as he tosses it and says a word while it's midair.
That's only a 5. I'll take full damage.
15 damage as this rune explodes midair. And shrapnel comes raining down upon you. He reaches into his bag like he's going to pull out another one.
Would you say that all 3 of them are within 15 feet of each other?
Except one's about 30 feet away from you, and the other 2 are about 15 feet behind him. So yeah, they're about 15 feet away from each other.
Alright,
So
well
about
then
4 or
I'm going
5
to
feet away
cast Confusion on all 3 of them. And it's all creatures within a 15-foot radius burst. So they get a will save to negate. And then they have to roll a d20 each round to figure out what to do.
I rolled a natural 20 will save for one of them. I rolled a 10 for the other one, and a 18.
Alright, so one of them is confused. Yeah, that one guy has to roll a d20, or, percentage die.
I got a 90.
90, attack the nearest creature for this purpose. Yeah, it's attack the nearest creature.
So I'll be one of the guys nearby him, within 15 feet of him. He will cast Dispel Magic on this guy's bag of runes, which turns it into a useless bag of rocks. The other guy casts a spell on himself, some sort of protection spell. Third guy will pull out his bag and throw one of his rocks in the air and say the magic word, but nothing will happen except a rock will fly at you. So that just has to beat your normal AC. So that's 17 versus your AC.
I get a reflex save for half damage. After 1, I take full damage.
Yeah, it's just a 1. So you just take 1 damage as this rock just hits you.
Okay, well, since they're all still somewhat close together, I might as well drop an Ice Storm on them, which I believe is 5d6 and no save. 17, 19, 20 damage to all of them within a 40-foot area.
Alright. So one of them starts casting some more protective magic on himself. Sense like a globe of energy sort of surrounding him. Another one lays down his bag and sets his hand on it and looks like he's going to reach in for something. Third guy casts Stone Skin on himself. You see his skin turns to stone and he approaches you. Doesn't get close enough to swing yet.
Are they all still pretty close to each other?
Yeah, within 30 feet of each other.
I need 20 feet.
Well, I would say 2 of them are within 20 feet of each other and one's not.
How many of them can I hit with a lightning bolt?
Probably just one from where you're standing. If you move to a different angle, you'd have to move severely, though, to like the long angle to the side of these 2 guys.
Then I'll just drop a Phantasmal Killer on that guy too. The guy with the stone skin coming at me.
Okay, I got only a 10 for Fortitude.
So he fails that, so he's at least going to take some damage.
And I rolled a 10 for Will Save.
He did.
Alright, so he did. So yeah, one guy approaches you, pulls his sword. That's going to be a really shitty attack.
Yeah, I'm fine.
He swings his sword and misses totally.
I assume he's pretty darn close to me.
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of you. He's the one that's surrounded by some sort of magical globe. You can sort of still look like it's sort of there, sort of not, like it's hazy.
Can I do a Arcana check on it to see what it is?
Yeah.
That's a 21.
Yeah, that's enough to know that this is a globe of invulnerability. Any spell lower than 4th level is not going to be able to pass. You're not going to be able to cast inside this globe or pass through this globe. 4th level or below.
I guess on this guy, well, I'll cast Baleful Polymorph on him, which is a level 5 spell. Fortitude and negate will partial.
I got a 4 Fortitude, but I got a 22 Will.
So I'm going to turn him into Star-Nosed Mole. Duration permanent, by the way.
Yeah, he's a mole. He scurries away and runs toward the guy with the bag. So he's going to run towards this guy who's going to cast Remove Curse on him, which I rolled a 26, which is higher than the DC of that spell. So he returns to his normal form.
I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt and hit both of them.
So lightning bolt, I'll let that get both of them because they're right next to each other.
Yeah, I get a reflex for half.
23 for my first guy and a 7 for my second. Natural 1 for my other guy, so he's going to take full damage.
Alright, so
And-
one of them
and
takes
fall
half
prone.
damage, 11 damage to full damage to one of them, and 6 damage to the other.
Alright, you see in the distance, about 60 feet away, 3 more guys in similar looking cloaks approaching. These 2 guys look pretty close to being out, though, as these other three approach from in the distance. Wizards are all about drama, so a lot of them are approaching very slowly. And these guys are rapping some mad slow rhymes. You'll notice from their school, really complex, sad, emotional, slow rhymes. But the one that used to be a mole stands up, pulls out a scroll, and reads from it. I need you to make a will or fortitude save, your choice.
Definitely will save. That's 30.
Alright, so as his friend tosses his bag and pulls the latch open, this is a two-person move, so one guy is tossing his bag and pulls open the latch, the bag bursts into flames. This guy casts a spell at the bag, causing pyrotechnics to cause a burst of blinding fireworks and thick, choking smoke. The fiery, flashing fireworks are glowing aerial lights. Anyone within 120 feet, including these guys, let's see if they beat it. Everybody's fucked themselves. Fail. Fail. So they just blinded themselves with their move. I didn't even blinded the 3 guys in the back. Hold on. Fail. Succeed. Succeed. So 3 of them are blinded.
How many of them are within 40 feet of each other?
The 2 in front are, and the 3 in back are. So you can attack the group of 2 or the group of 3. The group of 3 is about...
Alright, you said they looked a little weak already?
Now the ones in front are the weaker ones, the ones you have been fighting.
Alright, well then I might as
closer to
well
you.
drop Ice Storm on the 3 in the back. That finishes off my level 4 spells. 16 damage.
One's going to swing a sword at you. It's only be a 15 versus your AC, though.
Miss.
Second one's going to do the same. It's only be a 10 versus your AC.
Miss.
3 in the back are now close enough. They start casting spells at you. You make a reflex save as one tosses another explosive rune at you. It'll be the blind one throwing it, so I'll give him a 50% of his miss chance. Which I fail, so he just lobs it. And it blows up. So it doesn't hit you. It blows up somewhere nearby. The other 2 are casting some sort of protective magic on themselves and their group.
Alright, I'm gonna drop a mass suggestion on these 5 guys. They get a will save.
17,
Fail.
23,
That's good.
natural 20, so 27, 12,
Fail.
12.
Fail. So 3 fails, 2 saves. And I'm gonna suggest that they help me take out these other 2 guys.
This first one's going to get a cast repulsion on himself, though. Pulls out 2 little dog statues and sets them on the ground and says some magic words. But now these other guys seem unable to approach him. He seems to be able to create enough distance between himself and them and escape down a ravine. So he's preventing them from being able to approach, magically. This is what this guy did as in reaction. He failed. It failed on him. Your spell failed on him, so this is him reacting to it. He tries to turn it back upon you with a silver mirror. 2 plus 6 is 8, so that's high enough to take over that level of spell. You get to roll a percentage chance, though, to see what actually happens.
66.
It says the spell drains away without any effect. So it's got the other guys that were under the spell now aren't. You're lucky you didn't roll a 98 to 100, because you both would have went through a rift into another plane. Which would have been a way worse outcome for the fight. So white wizards can't save you from that. All the ones that were affected by the spell lost their turn still.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just cast Deep Slumber that can affect up to 10 hit die of targets within 105 feet.
So that's at least 2 of them.
At least 2?
Yeah, some of them are 4 HD creatures.
They still get a will save. Yeah, they get a will save.
I got a 9, 23, no wait, 25, 25.
Alright, yeah, so 2 of them are awake. The other 3 are asleep.
One will cast a spell magic on one of the ones nearby him that was sleeping and he'll wake up. The other one will pull an explosive rune out of his bag and toss it your direction. You get a reflex save to jump out of the way of this exploding rock.
7.
12 damage as this rune explodes
Right?
with a magical blast of force.
How close are the 2 that are awake?
Those are the ones that are farther away, but they're still within range. Probably 40 feet away from you. And the 2 that are close to you are within 5 to 10 feet.
Alright, well, I'll move up past the sleeping ones 30 feet and try to hit the remaining ones with Burning Hands, Cone-Shaped Burst. Reflex is half.
15, 25, and
Yep.
a 25. So 2 take
So,
half, 1
two will
takes
take
full.
half. 10 damage to full damage to one, 5 to the other two.
The one weak one in front casts a spell magic on one of the ones behind you, causes him to wake up. The second guy casts Globe of Invulnerability, which will dispel any 4th level spells in that area in the globe, which is a 10-foot radius surrounding him, which will encircle him and his buddies right now, except for the 2 that are asleep behind him. The third guy will toss another explosive rune your way. You get a reflex save.
5.
19 damage.
A perception check and see which one of them has been causing me the most trouble, being the most dispelling motherfucker, or...
Well, the one doing the most damage is probably the one in the back tossing the explosive runes, but the one in the middle of the 3 in the back is probably the one doing the most dispelling of the magic in the area, the one that's causing the globe of invulnerability right now.
I'm going to run up to him and cast Slay Living. He gets a Fortitude save for partial, otherwise I do a lot of damage.
Oh, I rolled a 3 plus 2, so 5.
So, yeah.
He's gonna die. Roll it.
47 damage.
Yeah, he's super dead. Alright, the one behind you that woke up reaches out and touches you versus your touch AC. I rolled a natural 20. Bam, 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 bam. That's gonna be a 23 plus hit versus touch. So, I assume that succeeds, but you do get a will save versus this spell.
18, and I'm willing to surge it.
You're gonna need to.
That takes me to 23.
Alright, that's enough to prevent yourself from going into a coma.
Good. Alright, well, then I'm going to try to maneuver myself so that I can cast a Cone of Cold at as many people as possible.
Yeah, so 2 guys are behind you, 2 guys are in front of you, so which way are you firing? Behind or in front?
Weaker of the 2, I suppose.
That's probably behind you. 10 and an 11, so fail.
That's 20 damage to those 2.
Yeah, they turn into little ice mummies and freeze to death.
Ice mummies!
They're like Encino
Alright.
Man. I need you to do a will save.
Natural 1.
Alright, so you feel repelled. You don't want to move towards this guy, you want to run away from him. So you're being pushed away from these 2 weak guys. You're sort of being forced in the direction of the ravine. As you approach
Alright.
the ravine, you hear explosions.
Explosions, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, I'm definitely not going to walk into the ravine.
Well, no, you're not. You're not so magically propelled that you're going to run into your death. That you're just not want. You don't want to be around this guy, and you're running in that direction. And you hear that sounds like the noise is coming from down below.
Then I'm gonna probably just have to cast Fly on myself and fly over the ravine and see what's going on down there.
All right, roll me a fly check after you cast fly yourself to maneuver yourself over the ravine.
I got a 17 on Fly.
Yeah, you can still move only at half speed, so moving like 15 feet per turn over the ravine and peer down into it and roll a perception check.
That's a 26.
You see like a ragtag group of like 3 young wizards and a couple dead wizards behind them, hiding a large group of 7 wizards that are all wearing matching cloaks. They seem to be very like bravado silk cloaks with embroidery and lots of motifs. And while their cloaks are different, they're all also very unique, each having different emblems on them. They seem to be made of the same red silk type fabric. And they're all kind of beating up on these 3 younger guys down in the ravine.
So I want to be floating up there for a while.
I mean, you only have to do a 10 to hover, which you can do naturally. You can always take a 10 easily.
So what I want to do is cast Major Creation. Create a non-magical, unattended object of non-living... Well, it says vegetable matter, but major lets me make stone or anything, or other stuff like that. I can't exceed 1 cubic foot per caster level. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to use Major Creation, which is similar to that, but better. Stone, crystals, base metals, precious metals, gems, or rare metals. That includes adamantine, alchemical silver, or mithril. Since I can make up to 6 cubic feet, I want to thin that out, that 6 cubic feet as much as possible, out of stone, and drop it on all fucking...
You just like want to drop a tabletop down this mountain. Alright, I'll say it hits 22, so 22% of them is 25, so a quarter of them. So 3 of them are hit by this thing. It'll do 5d6 damage.
I'll make it out of fucking lead.
So that's 10, 19, 21, 22, 20, so 23 damage. Alright, meanwhile, behind you, one of the guys cast a spell magic on you, ending your fly spell. No saving throw. I rolled a natural 1 though, so it doesn't work for that guy. Second guy's gonna try the same thing though. And he rolls a 19, plus 6, so that's 25 versus the caster level of that spell, fly.
Yeah, that'll do it. But
So
I'm
you're-
just gonna cast levitate on myself.
Alright, yeah, it's gonna be your turn, so you're gonna fall a little bit, but then catch yourself, so that'll be your spell for this turn, that'll be levitate.
Yeah.
So you fall about 30 feet, but right above this tabletop that just dropped out of nowhere, so you've of course drawn the attention of some of these other wizards who are now looking up at you.
While I cast levitate, I can move 20 feet per round and up or down. So I'm gonna move up 20 feet.
Alright, you move up 20 feet, which is still 10 feet from the top of the thing. They still see you. One of these guys throws a freezing sphere up in the air at you. You get a reflex save to half. 21 versus your touch AC.
Good. And I got a 14 on reflex.
So you're going to take full damage. So this frigid globe of cold energy streaks from his fingertips and up towards you. When it explodes within a 40-foot radius or bursts while you're up in the air. 18 cold damage.
Alright.
And you are staggered for 2 rounds. You can take a move action or a standard, but not both each round. You don't fall. You can still take free or swift or immediate actions, but not both move and standard to choose one or the other. Third guy shoots some lightning bolt up at you. You get to do a reflex save as he shoots a lightning bolt at you.
12.
And it arcs, after it hits you, it also arcs up towards one of the guys on the top of the hill. It does 66 damage to you and the guy at the top of the hill. So that's 22 damage as it kills the guy on top of the hill.
I'm unconscious as well, actually.
Alright, you go unconscious, you fall down the ravine.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, I might be wrong. Hang on, let me math real quick. No, I still have 12 hit points left. Cure light wounds on myself. That puts me up to 23.
One of the guys at the bottom of the hill uses a forceful hand, sort of like that magic hand you created when you were playing Wizard Arm Wrestling. You get no saving throw against it, this big floating hand comes up and a disembodied hand comes to push you away, creating a wall between you and them. So it's kind of actually pushes you back up to the top of the ravine, away from the guys fighting at the bottom of the ravine. You could walk on top of the hand back to the top of the ravine if you wanted. There's only one guy left up here. There's 7 guys, or 10 guys at the bottom of the field, 7 fighting 3.
I'll guess I'll cast Burning Hands at the guy at the top of the cliff.
22.
14 damage.
He's very unconscious. Not dead,
Good.
but very unconscious.
I'm gonna kind of duck down and try to watch out the fight down below. Meanwhile, casting a couple more rounds of Cure Moderate Wounds since I got all these extra second
Alright,
level
roll me a
spells.
stealth check to duck out from the top of the ravine and be out of detection of the group fighting at the bottom.
21.
Throughout the battle, 3 guys switch sides from one team and join the 3 interlopers and wipe out 4 guys in front of you, magically, with their rhymes. So their rhyme game was way tighter, and they got mad respect.
And mad respect to you, our listeners. Tune in next time for more Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.